Hello and welcome into Gainesville, Georgia, where we are set for a big GHSA quarterfinal matchup in the 6A classification. Alongside Davin Bellamy, I'm Luke Winstel. We're set for Houston County versus Gainesville. So, Davin, when you look at this matchup, what comes to mind for you?
First thing that comes to mind to me is you have two equal teams. You know, Houston County loves to take the top off. They have a great quarterback with a strong arm. And the Red Elephants, you know, they have a great running back. He's coming in, averaging more than 400 yards in the last two games. And I think once he gets going, it brings up the offense.
When you look at Houston County, Antoine Hill, a four-star quarterback, superstar player, what do you see from him?
First thing you see on film is a guy that has all the athletic ability. You know, he can make the throws. He has the body. He has a beautiful arm, and he throws to the receivers open. He has the ability to get outside the pocket, but he tries to place a position the right way.
When you look at Gainesville, you mentioned Cheeks at running back, 200-plus yards in each game in the playoffs so far. What have you liked about him?
I love Cheeks. You know, he's a guy that the team definitely feeds off of. You know, he's coming in, and he's carrying this offense throughout the playoffs, and he gets a lot of the guys going around him. So look for him to get the guys going.
For sure. We'll be right back with more coverage coming up right after this on the NFHS Network. We're back with you here in Gainesville, Georgia. And Davin, when you look at this game, according to the AJC Maxwell computer and their projections, they've got Gainesville as an 8-point favorite here, undefeated, at home coming in. What's your mentality if you're on that side?
I mean, coming into a game like this, all the pressure is on Gainesville. They got to protect home field, and they're also undefeated. So all the pressure is on them right now. But I think if they come out here and do what they have to do, they should be victorious.
You can see here a bit of a light show at Gainesville. They've got some flash and some flair here in the stadium at City Park, and they're not afraid to use it. So a bit of a spotlight on the captains here as they come out. For Houston County, they're a team that was 4-7 last season, made the playoffs, but didn't really go very far. And under Coach Edwards, it's been important for them to change that culture. So getting to this point for that program means a lot. They're the only 4 seed left in any bracket in the GHSA.
They're the 4 seed, but they came from a very tough class. So it's not really 4 against 1 right now. It's definitely closer.
As we take a look here at Gainesville, it's really tough for us when we do a pregame segment like we did. They've got Stacy Hopkins Jr. and Jeremiah Thielander as their captains. For a program that's this talented, to only pick one guy to talk about in pregame's tough. So since we've got some time, the linebacker Jeremiah Thielander's headed to Tennessee. 4-star on ESPN, 3-star on every other outlet, but regardless, a blue-chip, Power 5 type of player.
No doubt. And when you watch the film on this guy, he's very instinctive. He has closing speed. He's a great blitzer. And he has the size that I think college coaches are looking for. He plays special teams also. I always love the guys that have the offers and the stars that play special teams. It really is a test to how much they love the game of football. And this guy can play some ball, so I'm excited to watch him tonight.
On the Houston County side, it's the quarterback Antoine Hill, who we just mentioned, and also number 51, Kylan House, defensive tackle, that are their captains representing things on that side. And they've traveled up. We know a lot about Hill, and House on the Houston County defense is somebody that really stands out as well on a pretty good defensive line pass rush type of unit. But overall, you take a look at some of their numbers, 7 TFL, almost 2 sacks per game. He's a big leader in that group. So Houston County has come out on their side, getting ready for the action. And here's the light show. It's the stuff that it's hard to practice for on the Jumbotron, a hype video, and this is really a unique environment in Georgia.
Very unique. It kind of gives you a college, feels like Athens a little bit in here.
For sure. You got all the red.
And the flashing lights, of course. You know, that's the new thing they added to the SEC stadiums. It's the flashing lights. So I like how they're doing that here.
And some of the things as a coach, we talked with Coach Edwards earlier in the week. He mentioned that on their playlist and even during practice, they'll pump in the loud noise and the music but they also will pump in the elephant sounds and the things that are Gainesville specific that they do, the gimmicks here in the stadium.
That's one thing we used to do preparing for Tennessee during the week. We used to play Rocky Top Tennessee all practice, because that's what you're going to get used to hearing when you're in Neyland Stadium. So I think Coach Edwards is doing a great job of getting the guys ready.
That's for sure. And of course, if you're wondering why your screen's black, all the lights in this building have been turned off to highlight the pregame video on Gainesville's Jumbotron here. And this is just quite a spectacle. So even for us coming in as broadcasters, we've seen a good bit of Georgia football, but I can't imagine for young players down there. I mean, what would it have been like for you to come into something like this?
Oh, man, it gets you ready to play. You know, you watch the guys on Athens every Saturday, and they have this before kickoff, and you got it in your high school game, and it definitely gets you riled up, and it definitely gets the fans ready to go. You know, it looks like a movie premiere out here right now.
Of course, Gainesville, a very historic program in Georgia here in City Park. Undefeated 12-0 season. The program since 2015 has not been able to make it this far in the playoffs, but that has all changed under new head coach Josh Niblett. They come in with plenty of optimism here. Eric Guerra, the kicker, is set for kickoff. Senior.
Kicking with the Red Elephants, Eric Guerra.
Guerra into the end zone. It's a touchback, and Houston County will begin things in their own half.
Ball spotted at the 20-yard line. First down.
We stood at the 20. It's going to be a first down here for Houston County, and they're a team that, sure, they've got a quarterback that's very well known, but offensively they can split it up. Run, pass, they really can do it well both ways.
They definitely can, man. But you're going to look for Antoine Hill, man. Great athlete.
Hill hands it off, and Houston County stopped up for a loss of 4 in the backfield on their opening carry. Ryan Talib, the junior, with his first touch. Sets up a second down and 14 here for Houston County. Second and 13, they'll call it. Hill in the shotgun. He'll have a look, deliver downfield, has a man. It's caught at the 40. Houston County with the first big play to Cale Woodburn.
I mean, that's the first thing you saw on film. You know, when you watch Antoine Hill, man, he has a beautiful deep ball, and like I said in pregame, he can throw his receivers open. You see right there, he was side by side, and he let him out. Therefore, he can run right up under it. It's a great ball by Hill.
Woodburn, the team's leading receiver, with a catch on the first drive. First down and 10, set up here from the 32. Hill gives it off. Talib stopped up in the middle. Not much room for him there.
That's going to be big for Gainesville, is to keep everything in front of them. Houston County loves to take the top off. To have a quarterback that has the arm strength to do that, I think that'll be a big key to the game, is keeping everything in front of them.
Hill, Talib the sidecar, 2 receivers on the far side of the formation. Second down and 9. Hill gives it off. Talib around the left tackle, works forward for about 5 yards on the play.
Talib really sticks off on film. Also, he runs the ball hard. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. Never goes down by the first guy. You love to see that.
Now with that run, he's over 1,600 rushing yards on the season. It's game number 13.
It's pretty good.
Big numbers for both backs in this game. It's third down and 5. 3 consecutive runs for Houston County. Talib up the gut, and it's just shy of the marker. 4th and short.
I think you'd be aggressive right here. You have to go for it. You know, you're underdog. You're on the road. Let's try to score on the first possession. Put the ball in our court a little bit. That's kind of what coach is thinking.
Good territory here. Hill in the shotgun, 4th and short. They need 2 yards. Little shift across the formation, and Houston County will signal for a timeout.
Looking for a timeout. I think the refs missed one. They had two guys in motion. Houston County got away with one with there. I think they missed a false start with two guys in motion at the same time. So
It was on the right side of the backfield. Is that right? What you saw there?
yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
It was two guys in motion at one time. So that's usually a 5-yard penalty. Coach Edwards knew he got away with one and decided to call a timeout.
Now let's dive into a bit of Gainesville, or Houston County, should we say, bread and butter. What they do is they like a lot of 11 personnel, like to air it out, spread out the field. That's the type of offense they like to go with.
No doubt, no doubt. And they also have a great running back that can also bring those safeties up in the box for them to take those deep shots. Gainesville must make Hill, take the underneath. They keep going over the top, it'll be a long day.
Houston County took some time to talk about it. They come out, it's 4th and 3, and Hill is in the shotgun. Some movement across the formation from right to left. Hill fakes the give, and down he goes on 4th down. Gainesville gets a big stop in the backfield.
Big play, big play.
94, Jarius Harris.
Jarius Harris, the senior defensive end.
That's a great play. That's a great play. Gainesville is a little undersized on the D-line, but they play with speed and effort. And I think right there, Antoine Hill got caught up in an RPO. Run first, pass second, and the defense took advantage.
1st and 10 here for Gainesville after a turnover on downs that now sets them up at the 30-yard line. Baxter Wright, the quarterback for Gainesville, hands it off, and the opening carry goes to Naeem Cheeks. He'll pick up 2.
Naeem Cheeks is a guy that just sticks off film fast, always makes the first guy miss. He hits the hole. He's a tough runner. And he gets his offense going. I think if he has a good game, then it's going to be a tough day for Houston.
It's 2 running backs in this game, really, that either one could go for 200 yards on any given night.
No doubt.
Right, hands it off. Gainesville sticks with the run game again as Cheeks pounds his way forward. We call him a smaller guy, about 5'10", 165 pounds, but he doesn't seem to be afraid of contact.
He doesn't. He does a great job of running behind his pads. Right there, that should have been a gain of 1. He got 2-3 yards out of that. That's what you want to see is your running back make the first guy miss and just get north-south to get as many as possible. And to be a smaller statue guy, he does a great job of getting north and south and more yards.
For Gainesville, they have been dead even splits between run and pass at times. But going with the run early, it's 3rd down and medium. 3rd and 5 for Wright. And the shotgun delivers towards the right side. Got a man, pass caught. Gainesville is off to the races. And they will strike first. The Red Elephants score to go up 6-0 at home.
That's a great ball by Wright. Wright is another guy that sticks off on film to me. He's a guy that can make plays when it breaks down in front of him. And he plays really well off the run game. He plays really well off the run game.
Naeem Cheeks that time made the catch. So that was him split out, running a route.
He runs a 4.41. Once he caught the ball, it was a house call. And that's where the game is changing, man. You got the backs that can run between the tackles and go out there and play a little slot.
Gainesville with the point after. That's good. Well, Davin, with that play, Naeem Cheeks is now over 2,000 all-purpose yards this season. That's a nice way to do it.
Whenever you have 2,000 yards all-purpose or anything, man, you're having a good season. And like I mentioned, man, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's a low 4.4 guy. That means he's really flying. In high school, that is flying. So he's a mismatch all over the field, and Gainesville does a great job of getting him the ball. You see right there, he was lined up at receiver. He's a great ball player, and that offense goes as far as he's going to take them. And with 2,000 all-purpose yards, I think he's showing you that, his back is pretty big for the load.
Well, now with 7:49 to go, Gainesville's got a 7-0 lead here at home, and Guerra will kick off for Houston County. Houston, of course, on their opening drive, had some good looks. Hill downfield, a nice connection to Cale Woodburn, and just stalled out and ended up turning over on downs.
Houston County, their offense is a big play reliant. So scoring in the red zone is going to be a challenge for them tonight if they don't get the ball over the top.
Houston County from inside their own 5 will return. There's nowhere to go, and Gainesville with a special teams tackle back at the 15 where Houston County will begin.
No doubt, Gainesville is clicking on all cylinders. Special teams, defense, and offense with the quick score. Right now they're clicking on all cylinders.
For Houston County, they have been a team that in the past, when faced with adversity, have had trouble overcoming it, but this season really have set a tone early on against Perry. They had a comeback win through some adversity. They faced them in the playoffs. They won in overtime against Brunswick. They won against North Atlanta when they were up 14-0, then gave up 24 unanswered. So they've faced some adversity before, not a lot early on, but they give up the first touchdown on the road. It's not easy. And the first completion on the drive goes to Ricky Johnson here.
No doubt. They have a superstar quarterback. They've been down in the playoffs before. They're definitely not panicking right now. They're built for the moment. And they have a great leader that's running the show right now. So I expect a great response right here.
Yeah, it's the type of team that has done that well. And here they go. Everybody out of the backfield. Trips on the right side here on second down. Hill, quick screen play, complete to Woodburn. A little room down the sideline, and he will have the first down.
Woodburn is definitely a guy you just want to get the ball in his hands and let him work. And you see right there, they threw a quick screen to him just to give him the ball and let us see what he got.
Woodburn, someone that is now over 900 yards on the season. A couple of catches here early today. Hill steps back. Woodburn again has some cushion, and he's out of bounds after a pickup of about 10 yards on the play.
You know, like we mentioned in pregame, Gainesville is going to have to keep everything in front of them, and that's what they're doing right now. They've learned their lesson on the first drive, getting beat over the top. So right now they're playing it a little safe right now and making Hill make all the underneath throws, which he can make, though.
Houston County with the handoff to Talib. He's got some room. Stiff arms a man down the right side, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 35. It's Talib on the carry.
You know, Talib is a guy never goes down by the first guy, as you can tell. He sticks out on tape, man. He runs really hard. Hill gets a lot of the attention, but, you know, 2-4 can go also.
Thielander from the middle linebacker spot comes over to the sideline to make that shoestring tackle. Here's Hill, a little tempo on first down here. Pass complete in the backfield to Talib, and he'll churn forward for 5 on the play.
No doubt. And that's why you see a lot of the running backs that can't catch the ball out of the backfield, because that's where the game is going. On first down, sometimes you just want to get it to the running back's hand and let him do what he can do. And that's their run play for them. So it's a good 5-6 yard gain off a quick pass.
There's a man down on the field for Gainesville. That'll be the big number 99 in the middle of that defense. Julius Columbus, the nose guard, down on the play there on second down. With the injury timeout, we'll take the timeout with the teams here on the NFHS Network, with more coming around the corner after this.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Gonna grow in some way, you know, whether he gets bigger or whatever. All right, we're back here on the NFHS Network. 6 minutes left to play in the opening quarter. Second down, Antoine Hill in the shotgun for Houston County, who's got the ball here on the 33-yard line. Hill gives it off, and Gainesville stuffs the run play for a loss of 1.
It's a great play by Gainesville. Kind of expected the run right there. The second and medium. And depending on that play, Howard County was going to see what Houston County was going to see what they got for third down.
And that was Amir Thomas on the carry, by the way. Talib has been their guy. He rotates back in after that play, but Thomas brought down for the loss. It's 3rd down and 7 now for Hill. Motion from Woodburn. Hill, man, jumps over and grabs him, and that's Thielander making the play.
That's a great play by Thielander. You know, that's why he's committed to Tennessee. The first thing I mentioned was he's a great blitzer, and he shows it right there. I think you're going to see Gainesville start to bring pressure, a lot of pressure on third down. We've seen that the last 2 drives. They don't want to give Hill that time to scan the field and make those throws that they know he's capable of. So speeding up that quarterback clock is going to be very important this game for Gainesville. And they're doing a pretty good job of it the first 2 drives.
Jackson's on to punt, and Darius Cannon back for Gainesville to return. Cannon wants a fair catch. He's got it back at the 12, and Gainesville will start deep in their own territory.
Jeremiah's a great blitzer, very instinctual. He's a good football player. Tennessee's definitely getting a good one.
Well, think about just what we've seen. Tennessee's linebacker commit last week, Jalen Smith, that we got to watch at Grayson, and their win over Camden County, and now Thielander.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, Tennessee knows where to go get those linebackers. They're trying to recruit that Georgia area very hard.
Especially now under Coach Heupel.
No doubt.
We've got 6 commits from Georgia in the 23 class, to my count. Right in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Cheeks fighting for something. Houston swarms to the ball and limits Cheeks to 1 yard.
Cheeks turns a negative play into a 1 yard gain. He's a great football player, you know. Really enjoying watching him play. Makes a lot of guys miss.
2nd down for Gainesville. Right in the gun. Quick pass, Cannon complete across the 20, and he'll be slung out of bounds at the 21.
Now, Wright's very, very, very accurate. He runs his offense to perfection, and him and Cheeks play very well off each other. Be on the lookout tonight for Wright to make some plays with his legs. And when he scrambles, he does a great job keeping his eyes downfield. Definitely where the game is transitioning to. He's a great player also.
Trey Reese comes into the game for Gainesville here on 3rd and short. Right, handoff up the middle. Cheeks keeps the legs moving now across the 25.
You're going to hear his name a lot tonight. You know, right there, he turns what should be a 1 to 2 yard gain to about a 7 yard gain. Runs the ball really hard.
Cheeks is one sure 5'10", 165 frame, but they'll go for 20-plus carries on him, no problem if they need.
No doubt. He definitely runs tougher than his weight.
1st and 10 here for Wright. He'll fake the give. Pass on the run. Nearly complete. It's on the ground. It was batted, and with that, down back at the 22-yard line or so.
It's a great call by Coach Niblett, man. You put the defense in a compromising situation with the RPO, run first pass, second option, and Wright does a great job of reading that. Wide receiver has to bring that in. That's a great play call. Great play call. They definitely had a 1st down on the horizon.
So we'll take a look. The officials conference around the head official in the white hat back over towards that far side in between the 20 to 25-yard line.
Usually on the RPO, there's probably a legal man downfield with the lineman. The offensive linemen don't know if you handed the ball off or you're going to pass it, so they have to play run first.
Well, holding there called on the offense, so 10-yard penalty from the spot, of course, is the rule in high school. So there's our official call here.
Penalties are very important in the playoffs, like we stated last week. Special teams and being disciplined and not getting those penalties that put you in these type of situations are very important in the playoffs.
And now we're looking at Gainesville needing the 31-yard line for a 1st down, but they've got some plays to do it here. It's 1st and long. Very long.
Very.
So Gainesville sets up with some 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. Cheeks in the backfield with Wright. Right, the quarterback with a 142 QBR coming into this game.
He's very accurate.
Cheeks wraps around the left side. He's able to shake his way out to the 17.
You rarely see Cheeks get brought down by one man. I definitely thought he was going to break that tackle. I think that's a great call by Coach Niblett on 1st down. Let's get something back and get us into 2nd and manageable and try our best to make 3rd down as easy to convert as possible. That's a great Great play call.
Sorry, they need the 36, Gainesville does, for the first down here. So second down for Wright. He'll keep it around the left side and work his way out near the 24. So now with that, there's about a 3rd and 12 set up.
And that's what you want to do. You want to get 2 modest gains on first and second down just to get it to 3rd and manageable. Wright does a great job of running his offense. He sticks out on film as a guy that his athleticism sneaks up on you. Once he gets outside the pocket, he can make guys miss. But I think Coach on the right track right there, getting 2 modest gains, making 3rd down a little affordable. Better than 3rd and 30, I tell you that.
Right in the gun. We'll see Gainesville operate in a lot of these looks out of the shotgun, spread out some receivers. Both teams are able to do that. Wright steps up, dumps it over, takes his check down out to about the 35. They're near the line to gain, but it ends up a yard short.
No doubt. Now you're in a tough situation. Do you go for it or do you punt?
In your own half, I don't know. But
Yeah.
Gainesville is a program that thrives off of that energy.
No doubt. Coach Niblett definitely coming out with that let's put the foot on the throat early mentality. Can't complain.
So it was 1st and about 25. Now it's 4th and 1. Right in the gun. Play clock down to 12. Some hard count action for you.
Maybe they just lined up to get them to jump. Just kind of see a lot of that. It's kind of like, looks like what they were planning to do. Just wanted to see if they can get the defense to jump, see if the other side is disciplined, give them a couple hard counts, and they don't fall for it, let's punt it. Gainesville defense has been playing great. They've allowed Houston County to kind of get in the high red and even the low red area, but the red zone defense has been outstanding tonight.
4th down coming up. It does look like the punter will be heading out for Gainesville out of the timeout. But Coach Niblett in this Gainesville program, Coach Niblett's got quite the history. Josh Niblett, 7 titles at Hoover High School in Alabama. So he has done it all over the South and produced some very good players. Some of the notable players out of that school, of course, Marlon Humphrey's one of them in the NFL that's pretty popular now, and George Pickens.
No doubt.
A
George
dog.
Pickens, a dog. A DAWG and a DOG, and all one. He's a great football player. I remember watching his highlights my senior year at Georgia thinking it's going to be a good one. I spent some time with the Bengals 2-3 years ago. I remember A.J. Green told me, I think it was George Pickens' first year, A.J. Green told me in the locker room that he's way better than I was. So that's speaking very high of him, especially coming from A.J. Green. But ceiling's definitely high for Pickens.
That is for sure. So those are just some of the guys Coach Niblett and his staff at Gainesville have coached 13 NFL players and 48 SEC players right now. So that is the type of staff that Gainesville has assembled. They're punting here. So when we analyze the decision-making we're looking at and looking from the perspective of a staff that is experienced.
No doubt.
Gainesville punts it away. Bouncing back, favorable red elephant roll, but on that side, very good. And for Houston County, is there the offense coming out? Coach Jeremy Edwards, first-year coach, was the OC over at Warner Robins, and that's been a fantastic offense the past few years under Coach Edwards. And he's worked on just changing the culture to build Houston County into that playoff-level team.
No doubt. And any new coach knows, the first thing you have to do when trying to change your program is change the culture, and then the players will fit into that culture. And you find players that fit that culture.
Gainesville defensively back out on the field. It's 1st down and 10 for Houston County. Hill claps for the ball, gives it off up the middle. Talib bottled up. That run defense for Gainesville is good today.
It's pretty good, pretty good. I definitely think to see Hill use his legs more, now that he's understanding that on 3rd down he's probably going to see some pressure. We should definitely start to see that athletic ability that we talked about pregame start to show if he keeps getting pressured the way he is.
2nd and 8 on this drive. Houston County's third drive now here in the first quarter. Hill surveys, wants a man on the far side. It's up for Woodburn, and he can't come down with it. Ballard breaks it up.
Ballard breaks it up. You know, he looks to me like he was a little early, but that was a great ball by Hill. They're playing press man on the outside, knowing that Houston County loves to take the top off. That's very gutsy, but like it's working for them right now. Kind of get up at those wide receivers' chests.
It's funny, it's actually a note we have on the scouting report that Ballard thrives in press man situations. He
No
welcomes
doubt.
that.
No doubt. That's the best way to throw the timing off.
Hill under duress, steps forward in the pocket. Hill will run for it on third down. Does he have it? Yes, he'll convert.
You know, he's went back to the sideline. He's a great player. You know, he's made the adjustments. He's seeing what he's getting on third down. He's getting a lot of zone blitzes, and I kind of knew he was going to pull it down and run it. You know, he's an athlete, but he tries to play the position the right way, and he can still use his legs.
Hill delivers out to the far side, complete at the 40. Quick tackle. That's Ballard again making the play on Woodburn.
You know this Hill right there. He went from the right side read all the way to his last read on the back side. He's definitely showing maturity at that quarterback position. Even when he got the first down and got down, you know, he's playing really good ball.
2nd and 6 for Houston County. Flag out pre-snap. It's a full start. Well, the 5-yard penalty now makes it 2nd down and 11.
Excuse me, 2nd down.
Talk about penalties here. Houston putting themselves back to the 35-yard line.
No doubt. Expect Hill to use his legs a lot more. A lot more.
Hill gives it off. Not much for Talib. And up front, we see some of those guys like Julius Columbus from Gainesville really helping to stuff it. The nose guards, the inside guys on the run.
Gainesville doing an outstanding job of stopping the run right now. Houston County can't get any movement. And they've put Houston County in a lot of 3rd and longs. A lot of 3rd and long. Expect the blitz right here. You know, that's what we've seen the first 2 possessions on defense. So it has got them off the field. So I wouldn't expect nothing less once again.
We'll be right back with more on the NFHS Network coming up after this.
That's the end of the first quarter.
We're through one.
special teams can definitely win you some championships.
Ball spotted on the
Gainesville will
17.
come out offensively. Cannon's been their kick returner. He's also their wide receiver 1, leading guy in terms of yards. Plays in Cam Newton's 7-on-7 program when he's not playing in the fall with Gainesville. So someone that I expect to put his mark on this game sooner or later.
No doubt.
It's that C1N program, they call it. Here's 1st and 10 for Wright. Handoff, and this time Houston County stops the run after a short gain. Cheeks didn't get much.
He did not. You know, both teams are stopping the run pretty well. And all the nice run that Cheeks has had, you know, he's definitely had to earn them. So he's going to have a tough yardage all game. You know, both defense lines are playing pretty well.
And Houston County may not be the team that has a Tennessee commit in the middle of their defense, but they do have some good all-around talent. Ryan Mackey, Arthur Brown, just to name a few. Wright gives it off. Cheeks pounding his way, and not much there for him on 2nd down.
This could be a big stop for Houston.
Number 3, Arthur Brown.
And they get a stop right here, you know, get a good return.
Gainesville.
They can give their offense better field position than they've had all game. So this is a big stop right here.
So make it 3rd down. 10.5 minutes to go until halftime. Wright rolls over to his right, gets a block, tosses out of bounds, incomplete. One of the guys in the area for Houston County, Arthur Brown, someone that's got some kind of the mid-major Division I schools, FCS schools going after him. He's visited local school Mercer a few times, done some photo shoots there and the recruiting side of things, and he's in near that play.
Ryan Talib back to the Bears.
Talib is back for Houston County to return.
Gainesville's kicker, John White, has been doing a great job of putting the Bears in compromising situations. Let's see if he can flip the field right here.
Talib calls for a fair catch, and on the run will make it back at the 48. And we've got a late flag that comes in on that side.
Flag on the play.
Flag after the play.
Must be. I have no idea what they're calling right here. What do you think?
I wasn't sure I saw interference or anything.
Me neither. Maybe unsportsmanlike conduct comes later, but that was too soon after the whistle. So let's see what they got for us.
After the play, unsportsmanlike.
There's unsportsmanlike. Huh.
15-yard penalty from the end of the kick for foul.
15-yard penalty at the end of the kick goes against Gainesville. So unsportsmanlike conduct, but that came very close after the whistle.
Very quickly. So we didn't see any pushing and shoving. So maybe there was some things said that the ref didn't like. But let's see if the Bears can take advantage of their field position and get some points on the board.
1st and 10. This drive will begin at the 35. Very friendly territory for Hill, who lets one
Beautiful
fly
ball.
for the end zone.
Oh, beautiful ball.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Houston County.
Beautiful ball.
Touchdown.
Home run play from Antoine Hill. It's Woodburn on the catch.
You know, Antoine Hill, like we mentioned, in order for Gainesville defense to be successful, they have to keep everything in front of them. You know, all the positive yards have been over the top. And Hill throws a beautiful deep ball. Wide receivers never have to break stride. Has a nice touch on his deep balls, man. So if Gainesville doesn't keep everything in front of him, it's going to be a long day. I mean, that's all you see on Hill's highlight tape is him throwing bombs all day. And he throws a beautiful ball. So him and Kale have a great relationship.
When you look at Hill and that tape, I mean, if you're a college coach, how does that not catch your attention?
Man, it's has that Hendon Hooker arm. QB from Tennessee, man, just stands in that pocket with that tall frame and just lets it go. And that's one thing I like about Hill. You know, he has the athletic ability to take off and run, but he tries to play the position the way that it's meant to be played in. And he throws a beautiful ball, beautiful touch.
He is one of the earliest players in Georgia football history to receive an offer from UGA.
Wow.
Received it. I've got the note here on Hill that says he was offered before his 8th grade season, one of the earliest offers in UGA history.
Wow.
It's according to Jeff Sintel of Dog Nation.
You can see why his ceiling is very high. And the games look slow to him. He can process what's going on out there.
That will be in for a touchback. When you look at Hill, of course, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, he's a 4-star consensus top 60 player. We're throwing some numbers at you. He's thrown for over 3,000 yards this season, for example, coming into today. Today would put him over 3,300 now. But you look at Hill, and you see the talent, the arm talent, the ball. I've seen him play 7-on-7 and have been able to get in there, and you can almost hear the ball when it comes out of his hand. He's got the zip. He's got the feeling of a P5 quarterback.
No doubt. And he gets that wrist. A lot of those quarterbacks that you see at that next level, they can flick the wrist, and you can hear it when it comes out. It just looks good, coming out. And he definitely looks the par. Standing at 6'5", 220. And his body is going to do nothing but get better as he gets older.
Yeah, and already at 6'5", just filling out the frame for whatever offense he needs to be in. Wright fumbles the snap. He's in trouble, and Houston County brings him down inside the 10.
It's a big play by Houston County.
Right sack by number 20, Jaden Phillips.
Jaden Phillips, the senior edge, makes the play.
Jalen Phillips has 12 TFLs on the season. That's a guy that lives in the backfield, and he shows you right there. Whenever you look at those TFL numbers and those sack numbers, and they're pretty high, that means a guy lives in the backfield. He's very disruptive.
$9:25 to go until the half. 2nd and long for Gainesville. They've been in this situation before today. Back in their own territory, Wright scrambles, and he won't be able to get free. Houston County brings him down back inside the 10.
Right tackle by number 44,
Ryan Mackey makes the play.
Brings up 3rd down.
That's Ryan Mackey's first sack, but he's been in the backfield all night. He's been in the backfield, causing disruption all night. And I think the Bears' defense has kind of settled down a little bit, and they've figured out what Gainesville is running, and all the nerves are going, and it's some good football being played out there right now. It's a big stop right here to get the ball back.
Cannon comes in to play receiver. He'll be on the far side of this formation. Gainesville goes 4 wide, 2 on each side. Wright pump fakes, has a look over the center of the field, and it's incomplete, looking for Cannon.
It's a great ball by Wright. Wright stood in the pocket with his heels in his own end zone and delivered a great ball.
Cheeks actually the intended target on the play. They have him again trying to sneak out.
No doubt. Cheeks is usually very sure-handed, and I doubt that he'll drop another one this game,
John White on the pick.
He's made a lot of plays this game already, so we can let him get that one off the hook.
White comes in for the punting duties. This time he'll be back in his own end zone on the N in Gainesville.
I think what we're seeing early right now is a field position. The field position is really big right now.
This shanks off the side of his foot, bouncing at the 30. Gainesville hopes for a favorable hop, but Houston County with Antoine Hill, this could be one pass away the way that he goes.
No doubt, it can. It can. We spoke about special teams earlier. It's not the most sexiest position, but as you can tell, when it's a play or against the other team, the advantage, that plays a big part into the game. But, yeah, man, we're one play away from Hill just launching this at the goalpost, and it being a touchdown.
Hill, I think a lot of people woke up to him in December in the Georgia Elite Classic, got to see him going, and this season, all the people that believed in him, he has proved right. Got plenty of SEC offers to his name already as a sophomore. Hill has a look pass complete inside the 10. Houston County for the touchdown. Trey Reese that is Arthur Brown on the catch.
Looks like you called it, Luke. You said first play what? He could throw it in the end zone?
And he got the touchdown.
Play, he threw it in the end zone. Look how calm he is. Like he runs off the field, not celebrating like I do this before as he trips over his own man. but he's so calm and so collected. I think it's very interesting. You know, like we talked about before pregame, you know, Gainesville, you know, they're undefeated. They're the home team. You know, the pressure starts to switch. You know, the Bears have nothing to lose. You know, no one expects them to win on the road right now. So you kind of start to see the momentum switch. And let's see if Gainesville can bounce back. This is a very important drive. Even though it's the second quarter, it's a very important drive. You don't want momentum to stay on the other sideline too long and have a cup of coffee.
14-7 here. Houston County has got the advantage. They were down 7-0. Gainesville touchdown strike, crowds behind them, and Houston County with the big play offense that you talked about able to come through and good field position. Hill finds a man in space, and now they've got the lead.
No doubt. And you know, our keys to the game were, can Gainesville keep everything in front of them? And we've seen all the big plays have been the deep post routes, the deep 7 routes, the wheel routes. Well, they're getting behind of Gainesville.
That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. The try is good.
Wow, we've got a personal foul here against Gainesville that will be assessed on the kickoff. Sorry to get in on you there, Davin, but that's something that I didn't really catch at the end of that play.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either. And I think we kind of talk about the pressure starting to switch back on to Gainesville. They're making disciplinary penalties. Something that we don't see too often. That really shows sometimes that can be a testament to the pressures kind of get into the kids a little bit.
I'm surprised in the past 2.5 minutes we have the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty a couple of minutes ago. We have this penalty, and now take a look at Houston County kicking off from opposing territory.
No doubt.
Houston will go here at the 45 and aim for the field goal. I think that would be good.
Right down the middle. You know, he was thinking that the whole time. Well, as soon as they moved the ball up, like, let's split the uprights real quick.
Square it up.
But it's a big drive. It's a big drive by the Red Elephants. You know, can they answer? Can they answer? And I think they can. You know, they have. I love Wright at the quarterback position also. You know, Hill gets a lot of attention, but Wright's a great player in his own right. And I think these offenses are starting to settle down, but so are these defenses. So this game is going to come down to the little things.
It's 1st and 10 with 8 minutes to go until halftime. Wright steps back, weaves his way through and finds a man across the 30. Spin move from Reese out past the 45, or out past the 40.
One thing that I've noticed about Wright on tape is when he scrambles, his eyes are always downfield. And you see that right there. He makes a couple guys miss in the backfield. And like I said previously, he can make people miss with his legs, but he usually has his eyes downfield. And that's a big game for them right there.
Right, with a trio of receivers on the far side. Fakes the give, has the option, gets past midfield. And out towards the 41-yard line, now working into enemy territory on the quarterback run.
No doubt. Wright's a winner. He's a ball player. You can see he can do it all. You know, he can make the throws. He's a tough guy. And he just has that it factor about him at quarterback that you want.
1st and 10. Back to the run game. Cheeks across the 35. Has some room to run.
Touchdown.
Cheeks off to the races. Touchdown Gainesville.
Yeah, Cheeks will, no need to worry about the drop ball. Like I said, he will definitely make up for it. And one guy usually doesn't bring him down. You know, one guy usually doesn't bring him down. He had the drop pass earlier, but he definitely made up for it right there. That's a big answer by the Red Elephants. Big answer.
Quarterback run. Cheeks takes it the rest of the way. And that is Gainesville with 2 of their top playmakers keeping the ball in their hands.
No doubt. You know, this offense goes as far as Cheeks and Wright takes them. And, you know, it was a great drive by Wright. You know, he made some throws. He got away from some sacks.
We have got ourselves a tie game, Davin, and I'm curious, the play before the touchdown, the quarterback run, it looks like Wright's got an option to hand off, screen pass, or keep on the run.
Right, and that's what we talked about, earlier. It's the RPO, it's the run pass, option. The first option is to run down, it's the inside zone, and he's reading that defense in. If that defense in chases that running back down, he's going to throw it out to his slot on the screen. If that's covered, he's going to take it and run it. So puts the defense in a three-way situation. It's that new age of football now. That new age of football that defenses have to adapt to.
It's interesting with some of the schemes. You see a lot of that RPO in college football. And Coach Niblett, from what I've heard from people around the program, I don't have a ton of experience with Gainesville, but people that have covered them told me it has the feel and the intensity and the energy of a college program. And you look around City Park, and it certainly feels like better than some Division I stadiums even I've been to.
No doubt.
So, or at least on that level with some of the FCS schools. With the Jumbotron, they've got an indoor facility that I was told either was on the way or about to be complete, kickoff out of bounds, and high school having an indoor facility.
Wow.
Welcome to Gainesville.
I don't think the Bengals even have an indoor facility. They don't, matter of fact.
You're right, yeah.
They don't. So that's wild. I mean, like I always mention, I love to talk about special teams because it's a part of the game that no one talks about. But
Legal procedure, defense. They had charge on 35.
Illegal procedure on the defense here. So another penalty on a special teams type play.
right, no doubt.
But you were saying special teams.
Special teams, yeah, it matters. He kicked the ball out of bounds, and it gives Hill better starting field position than he would have had initially. And it's a small part of the game, but it shows up later.
First down. Talib has a block, finds his way past the marker. A flag comes in late as he reaches midfield, nearly on the carry.
It's a great run, but I think he got free because of the holding penalty. We got a holding on the wide receiver.
Holding, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
10-yard penalty from the spot on the hold. Puts it back to the 26-yard line for Houston County at the line of scrimmage. They'll need the 45 to get a first down. So 1st and 19. Hill in the shotgun. Hill hit from behind.
Wow.
Ball's free. Gainesville is on it back at the 14.
It's a great call. Great call, Coach. Great play.
Harris made the play to knock the ball out, but the referees might say that was a pass going forward. And it looks like it's Houston County ball. Are they going to rule that a pass?
Looks like, we don't have the NFL, instant replay up here in the booth. So, like a clean sack to me, but the white hat has the closer view, so.
An edge blitz there from Gainesville. Impressive. Nearly got home in time. Talib out to the 30. Well, it seemed like Gainesville had a big momentum shifter there here towards halftime.
No doubt they did.
Big for Houston County. Second life here on this possession. It's 3rd and 15 now.
See right now, Talander is on the edge. He was on the edge last play, so he's playing all over the field.
Hill has some time to throw. Delivers the short man. Talib, not much on the play. It won't be nearly enough to convert the 3rd down.
It's a good stop by Gainesville. They get the ball back for Wright. It's a big return right here. They can get a good return right here. And
it is Cannon back at his own 35 to return for Gainesville. Jackson to punt for Houston County.
This game has turned into a field position game. Two equal teams.
Punts away and out of bounds. They'll rule it out of bounds back at the 38. That's where this Gainesville team will take over with the score tied up at 14. They've got plenty of time before the half to work with. For Gainesville offensively, what do you stick with here on this drive? What are some of the things that you might want to go to pull some momentum before halftime?
Put the ball in Cheek's hands.
Simple.
Simple as that. You know, he's the fastest guy on the field. He moves at a different speed, and they're going to find a way to give him the ball either split out or in the backfield. Just get him the ball.
It's almost like if you're Houston County, you have to make a mental note if he's not in the backfield. That time he is. He's bottled up. But if he's out at receiver, coverage-wise, that hasn't been good for Houston County.
Exactly. You know, they're getting Cheeks on the mismatches, and he's taking advantage of it. He should already have over 100 all-purpose yards, even with the drop pass he had going down the hash for the seam.
Cheeks in the backfield. Trey Reese, a slot guy for Gainesville that they like to involve.
Trey Reese, a good ball player, too. You know, they have a lot of guys that all you got to do is just get the ball in their hands.
2nd and 11. Right. Has Cheeks run out of the backfield. Instead, he'll launch to Reese. Pass complete. That makes it 3rd and short.
I think that's a good decision by Wright. He wanted Reese on that wheel route, but kind of took what the defense gave him and got him in 3rd and manageable. It's a smart quarterback. You know, it's always the little things that can get you over the top that a lot of people don't see.
And for Wright, he doesn't have to do the Antoine Hill, send it downfield. He can distribute, and that's just his role at Gainesville. He's done great with it.
No doubt. You mentioned his QBR. It's at 142, man. Yep. He's very, very, accurate and just gets the ball to his playmakers and let them do what they do.
Doesn't mean he can't throw it long if he needs to, but he sure does run this offense well. And there he is running up the middle. Might have lost his footing on the red elephant logo. And 4th and 1 here. It's an interesting situation.
4th and 1 on the midfield. I think you have to go for it right now. I think they will. These are the moments you practice for. The 4th and 1. These are the things you run the extra sprints for. The extra bear crawling for is for the 4th and 1 right here in the playoffs. This is what the training comes down to. The big moments like this.
You have to think if you're Gainesville, they've definitely got the personnel to pick up the yardage in these situations. Reese will run around right.
It's a good play.
Fakes the give, dishes it off to Reese, and he'll sit down at the 50-yard line to convert.
We talked about the RPO. That's a great play by Coach. You need 1 yard, so let's give the defense 3 things to defend. He could have handed it off and got the first down. He could have kept it for the first down, but he decided to throw it. Like you mentioned earlier, Wright does a great job of just running his offense. That's all you can ask for is you put a scheme together and you have guys that can run that scheme to the best of their abilities. Very coachable.
Yeah, you take a look at his win over South Paulding last week, 13 for 18, 4 touchdowns, 258 yards. And there he is, brought down in the backfield. Houston County comes up with a defensive play.
Looks like we got a face mask penalty.
Well, Houston County as a team seems like doesn't have a huge superstar in their front 7 that gets all the TFLs. They've got some guys that are up there, but they play well as a unit in that front 7. They're able to get in the backfield, but we did have a flag.
They have a lot of athletes.
Personal foul, defense, face mask, 15-yard penalty.
So there it is, face mask and the first down here for Gainesville as they move into enemy territory. Deeper into it. First and 10, 38-yard line.
Do you take your time right here in hopes of not giving Hill the ball back?
I think it makes sense if you're Gainesville. Try to get what momentum you can because you know how quickly Houston can score. Ball's fumbled. Wright falls on it. Back at the 45 5-yard line. It seems like they've had a couple of snap issues today.
No doubt. You can't have those right now.
Not in the shotgun especially.
No doubt. Especially this late in the playoffs. That should be as easy as shaking hands for sure.
Instead of starting at the 38, they're back to the 45. It's a loss of 7 on the play. Wright wanted to pick it up and make a play, but best he could do that time was just fall on it. Houston County broken free. Fake give, Wright toss over the middle, low for his intended target. And that brings up a 3rd down.
We usually don't see Wright miss those. He's very accurate with those intermediate throws.
Had Reese working the slot.
If he hits Reeves in stride, he may be still running right now. It's a big stop right here by the Bears. If they can get off the field and give Hill the ball back, what, about 2 minutes left, and let your stud do what he does.
Cannon comes in at receiver for another 3rd down. Seems to be someone they really want on the field for these plays. Makes sense. Wright, under duress, has some room to run. He'll break across the 35. Dashing inside the 30. 1st down and more. Wright has a block from Reese, and he's in.
Wow.
Touchdown, Gainesville.
Wow.
45-yard touchdown run from the quarterback.
It's a baller, man. He's a baller. That's what you see a lot of tape. Also, you see a lot of that on tape, man. He has deceptive athleticism. You see he just cut across the grain and beat all the speed angles that everybody had on him.
Fantastic work there from Wright, going far side to near side.
I think Wright loves a broken play. You know, a lot of his highlight tape is him getting busy on broken plays. And sometimes I think he just likes the ball and say, get out of my way and get open.
Got to credit Reese on that block on the touchdown as well. Helped the corner open up for Wright.
Exactly. Whenever you see wide receivers blocking downfield, that's a testament to the whole team's culture. When a wide receiver just doesn't want to catch the ball, he wants to block also for other people to score. That's how you know you got a pretty good culture.
It's impressive.
No doubt.
Gainesville under Coach Niblett coming over. He knows what it takes to build a championship culture. Actually, one of the things that he mentioned in his opening presser and opening statements as the Gainesville head coach is, I'm not here to win games. I'm here to win championships.
And culture wins you championship. A lot of good players on one team with no culture will win you games, but you can take a lot of average players and with great culture and get a lot of success out of them.
It's the type of program they're building as well. A lot of young guys look at Gainesville and say, wow, that's the type of program that really could be an up-and-comer. Some people have even told me it's a sleeping giant of a program.
Sleeping giant, I like that.
Hey, they've been good. I mean, they've had the talent here for sure. You can name all different kinds of players that have come through this area and been successful. But as this ball bounces down, it's in play and just crosses the plane.
It almost took a bad bounce. Almost took a bad bounce for him. It literally didn't move anywhere. But honestly, do you think they left Antoine Hill too much time?
Antoine Hill can definitely score in 2 minutes and 17 seconds, if that's your question.
Yeah. A lot of time. He's so poised.
I mean, Gainesville was chipping their way down the field. Then they get the big play, and they might have been content to just continue chipping. But for Houston County, this is the type of 2-minute drill that you practice, and Antoine Hill is well-versed in now, even as a sophomore.
No doubt. And I think this is what the college coaches want to see, him spread it out in a 2-minute drill.
Handoff on the ground for Talib. He's knocked in the backfield for a loss of a couple.
Gainesville is doing a great job of stopping the run and getting the Bears in 2nd and long. They're keeping them behind the sticks.
Gainesville will take their 2nd timeout here, trying to pump up the crowd as they go in for their huddle. But Gainesville, a program that's pumped out a lot of people historically, but really since 2014, they haven't made a run this deep in the playoffs. It's something that to them is a little newer for these people that come up in Gainesville and the guys that are in the program now. And sure, as good as their junior and senior classes are, and they deserve a lot of credit, they're 8th graders, freshmen, sophomores. That could be a scary group.
No doubt.
Looking at personnel frames of, we look at the roster and say, if he fills out, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
They've got a few of those.
And just to look at a team that, doesn't have a ton of seniors. If they're not senior-led and they're already at this spot in the playoffs is a testament to their younger talent. And they have some young guys that play way older than their grade shows. So that's always a good sign for a coach trying to build something.
2nd down and 11 for Hill in Houston County. They'll run it again. Talib tries to break free, and he will get past the 25.
I think maybe Gainesville may be thinking they can get the ball back and maybe go up 2 scores before half. So this is a big conversion for the Bears right now.
3rd down, Hill to Talib again, and there's nowhere to go.
No, I'm a little confused by the Bears' game plan right there. You have a stud at QB. You have a lot of time. You're only down 7. I would expect to kind of put the ball in his hands more and just see what he can do, but instead we got 3 straight runs. Kind of like a throwaway drive. I think they're cool with going into half at 21-14.
The hard part of that is you have a timeout after the first play, and your running back is out of bounds after the 3rd play, so you really take only about 30 seconds off the clock.
30 seconds.
I'm be interested to see how Gainesville comes out. They've got 91 seconds left to work with in the half, and not too far away from midfield here. So this is where we talk about field position.
No doubt, no doubt. And I think right now you could kind of go for that juggler. Try to go up 2 possessions before the half to kind of really set a tone. Come out aggressive and let's go up 2 possessions before the half. Still look confused why we got 3 run plays with so much time to go on the clock.
1st and 10. Right, back in the gun, trips on the far side. Cheeks in the backfield. They'll slide him out of the backfield as Wright looks downfield and finds Sky Niblett, the tight end, who takes on a man and gets out to the 50.
You saw zone coverage right there.
So 1st and 10 here. Right. Fakes the give. Man gets off of him, and then he'll just dash out of bounds to the 40. And now with 1:04 to go. Look at this situational handling here.
No doubt. And I think Wright is handling this situation beautifully. He took what he can get in. Got out of bounds. He loves a broken down play. He's just a backyarder. He can. I love that about him. He has that Stetson Bennett thing about him where, he just win, baby. Makes all the plays to do that. So
1st and 10 here from the 40 after Wright's run. Motion from Reese. Slot left to slot right. Wright throws off to Cheeks, so he snuck out of the backfield, and now Gainesville's in the red zone and out of bounds.
The guy we mentioned pregame are really putting their mark on this game. Cheeks is playing an all-around game. They're giving the ball out of the backfield and handing it off to him, and he's really putting the team on his back, him and Wright. But they make this offense go, so that's what they're doing for sure.
Who do you put on Cheeks in that situation?
When he's in the backfield, he's lined up on a linebacker, so, that's a mismatch. A guy with 4.4 speed.
Yeah, good luck. Right over the middle, Niblett, touchdown, Gainesville, with under a minute to go in the first half. Sky Niblett for the score.
Their offense is like a well-oiled machine right now, and I think that's what Coach wanted. That's the defense complementing the offense and vice versa. All schemes working together. Defense gets the ball back on a 3-and-out, gives it back to the offense. The offense scores. Now it's defense job again to make sure they go in at half 28-14, but that's defense and offense definitely complement each other. And complementary football is definitely championship football. So it's a great drive by Gainesville.
That is a 60-plus yard drive in 39.2 seconds.
Like we mentioned about Cheeks, he's lined up on a linebacker, so that's a mismatch every time out of the backfield. You got to put more eyes on him.
And even when you don't, Niblett, the tight end, is primarily a blocker, but they've shown even in the playoffs that they'll toss him out there over the middle and let him make a play.
No doubt, no doubt. They kind of lull you to sleep with him blocking, then they leak him out. And he's usually wide open in the middle of the field.
Niblett had 2 catches on that drive, and really some of the first action we've seen from him tonight to pull him out for that 2-minute drill.
Right. When Wright gets in that playmaker mode, he tries to get everyone involved. But I think when he knows he needs a play, he's getting the ball to Reese and Cheeks. But when the play breaks down and he does his magic thing, everybody got to be ready for the ball. He does a great job.
Kickoff from Gainesville, low and blasted away. Houston County out to return across the 25. Some room to run. Good return out to the 40.
That's a great return, Maybe Coach Edwards was thinking about, surrendering and going in 14-28, but with a return like that and almost getting the ball at midfield and a quarterback like Hill, he may try to knock a little bit off that lead before going to halftime.
They spot the ball there at the 39. It's Ricardo Tarver, the junior. Top 3 receiver on the team that had the return. Hill in the gun. He's got 44 seconds to work with. Hill slips down, regains his footing, ball's out. It looks like he's got it, but it's a loss of 1. There's T-Lander again.
Gainesville did a great job of keeping everything in front of them now. They're making Hill go to his second, third read. I think Coach Edwards seen enough. That could have been a disaster going into half. He's seen enough. 22nd. Let's live to fight another day and go in halftime 14-28. That could have been a big disaster. But like I was saying, Gainesville's doing a great job now of keeping everything in front of them. I think the press coverage earlier in the game was allowing them to be a little weak on the back end, but Coach did a great job making adjustments.
Second down here, upcoming after the timeout. Just 20 seconds to go. All of a sudden, we go from Houston County up 14-7 to now 21 unanswered Gainesville points heading into halftime. They're on a run, but Houston County's history shows us that they can do similar things when they want to. Hill fakes the give, going play action towards the far side. Pass is complete and run out of bounds just across the 50 by Joshua Henry.
14 seconds, what you thinking?
Got time to bomb it.
Time to bomb it.
A couple of shots to go downfield if you'd like. Two men on the far side boundary split out for Houston County. Hill's in the shotgun. Tarver, the lone man at the bottom of your screen on the offensive side. Hill fakes the give, looks downfield, big ball over the middle, and it's just a little long.
Just missed him.
Looking for Tarver.
Those defensive ends on Gainesville are starting to win on the edge a little bit. You see that pocket is starting to collapse on Houston County. Hill is starting to feel that pressure from the edges a little bit. Those throws that he was dropping in the basket the pressure's kind of making those throws a little bit more harder to complete. That's the defensive end start to warm up.
8.5 seconds to go. If you're Houston County, you definitely want some momentum and have an opportunity late here. Henry comes across the formation. Hill, quick out for the sideline.